Hi, second graders. Today we are finishing up with our lesson 11 in the instruction book for Ready Math. We are going to be working on pages 102 and 103 today. So this is going to be really good practice and review to get you ready for your lesson quiz that's going to be tomorrow. All right, so let's take a look. We're on page 102. We're going to be reading problem number 1, and we're going to try to solve these problems. All right, here we go. What is another way to show 2 hundreds and 5 ones? Circle all the correct answers. All right, now here's a little hint. Circle all the correct answers tells us that we're going to have more than one correct answer on this one. All right, before we get started, I would like for you to go ahead and draw yourself a place value chart. To the side, you need a hundreds, a tens, and a ones place. And now we're going to plug these digits in where they belong. So we have 2 hundreds, so that's going to go right here. And we have 5 ones, which is going to go here. Now, you know there's something missing. I'm going to let you take care of that yourself. But remember, there are 2 correct answers for number 1. So you're going to pause the video. You're going to fill in your place value chart the way you know it needs to be filled in. And then you need to decide which ones of those choices could be correct. So pause the video and come back when you're ready. Okay, I hope that you got the correct answer. The first thing, I hope that you remembered to put your 0 in the tens place because we need that as a placeholder since the numbers that they gave us didn't have a tens, but we know we've got to put that in there. All right, so let's take a look at all our choices. A is correct because 200 plus 5 is the same thing as 205. And I know that because I know that my values here in the hundreds place, when I have a digit 2 there, I know its value is 200. And then when I see that I've got 0 tens, and then I know that the value of the 5 in the ones place is 5. So I can see my 200 plus 5 right there. So I know that A is correct. 205D, I know that is correct because when I just look at my 3 digits in my chart, I can see 205. All right, now let's talk about why B and C are incorrect. B is incorrect. 25, that is totally incorrect because 25 is 2 tens plus 5 ones. And I don't have 2 tens, I have 0 tens, don't I? And then C is incorrect because 200 plus 50 would be 2 tens. I'm sorry, 2 hundreds. Ooh. All right, let's try that again. Would be 2 hundreds plus 5 tens. And I don't have that at all. I do have 2 hundreds, but I do not have 5 tens. Oh, look, I wrote that wrong. There we go. We need a D in there. Okay, so the answers are A and D. Let's move on to number 2. And number 2, I can see real quickly that they've given us some place value models, pictures to show us to represent the 3-digit number. And they've got a place value chart. They want us to do values, and then they want us to do the total. So basically, we are going to be looking at what is being represented here. All right. So look at that. Plug your numbers into your chart, your place value chart. So you're going to be putting those numbers there, look at the picture, and then put the numbers in. Then you're going to be doing the value of the hundreds the value of the tens and the value of the ones here, and then your total number is the standard form for that number. So go ahead and pause the video, look at the blocks, and plug your numbers in where they belong. Okay, here we are, and I bet that you got the same exact answers that I did. We have 3 hundreds blocks, 1, 2, 3. We've got 4 tens, 2, 3, and 4, and then we have 6 ones right over here. So that's what I knew to put in my place value chart. Then the values of those, if I have 3 hundreds, I know that I have 300 as a value. If I have 4 tens, that value is 40. And if I have 6 ones, the value is 6. When I add all those 3 numbers together, my answer is 346. Okay, let's move on to our next problem. It says a bear at the zoo weighs 360 pounds. What is true about this number? Circle all the correct answers. There's that clue again, folks. If it says circle all the correct answers, I know I've got more than one correct answer to find. Okay, so before you get started, why don't you write yourself a place value chart? Hundreds, tens, and ones. If you like to box it in with a big square, you can. You're going to take this number and you're going to plug it into your place value chart where it belongs. Then you're going to look at all our choices to see which ones are true or correct. I'll read them all to you. A says that it is 300 plus 6. B says it equals 36 tens. C says it is 300 plus 60. And D says it has 3 hundreds and 6 tens. All right, so pause the video, make sure you plug your 3-digit number into your chart, and then figure out which of those answer choices are correct. And you do have more than one correct answer. All right, pause the video now. Okay, here we go. Our answers, our correct answers are B, C, and D. Let's take a look at why A is not correct. A says it's 300 plus 6. That would be the same thing as having 3 hundreds, and I'm just going to put an H for hundreds, plus 6 ones, and I'm just going to put a O for ones. Well, I can look at my chart and I see the 300s, so I do have that, but what is in my ones place? I have a 0, so that's why I know that A is incorrect. All right, let's take a look at B. It equals 36 tens. Well, I know from previous lessons that if I wanted to group together these two numbers, I know that that is the same as 36 tens and 0 ones. So B is correct because 36 tens is the same as 3 hundreds and 6 tens. Okay? C is also correct because 300 plus 60 is exactly what we have in our chart. 3 hundreds is 3 hundreds, and 60 is the same as 6 tens. And that is what we had on our chart right there. Okay, so we have 3 hundreds and 6 tens. Sorry about that. Let me get this back. There we go. Okay, and then D is correct because it says out in words that we have 3 hundreds and 6 tens, and that's exactly what we have, 3 hundreds and 6 tens. So I hope you got those all correct. And let's move on to number 4. Oh boy, it's clues. I love these number riddles. All right, it says here are clues about a number. The number has 7 hundredths. The tens digit has the value of 30, and the ones digit is less than any other digit in the number. Okay, what could the number be? Explain. All right, everybody make your place value chart over here at the side. Put your hundreds, tens, and ones. I want you to go ahead and use that chart to plug in the numbers that are in our clues and see what you get. So this is all we're going to do right now, is we're going to fill in our chart. All right, pause the video. Okay, I hope you have your chart all filled out now. And you might have noticed that I've got something really strange written over in the ones place, and I'll talk about that in just a second. But let's take a look at our clues. It says the number has 7 hundredths. Well, we knew to put our 7 right in the hundreds place there. The tens digit has a value of 30. Well, if it's a value of 30, I know that's 3 tens, so I put that there. And then this last clue says the ones digit is less than any other digit in the number. Well, it's got to be a number less than 7, but it also has to be a number less than 3, okay? So 3 is the smallest number that I have here in my number, so I know my only choices for a number in the ones place could be a 2, or I might have a 1 in this place, or I may even have a 0 in the ones place. So that's what your chart should look like. You could either have 732, you might have 731, or you might have 730. Okay? Now, here's the next part of this question. What could the number be? And explain. Well, I basically just told you all the three different three-digit numbers that it could be, and I explained why. So you're just going to take some time now to write down that answer in sentences to explain the 3 different numbers that it could be and why. Go ahead and pause the video and do all your writing. Okay, I hope you're done with your writing. That took me quite some time to write out, and you might have something different than what I have, but as long as you've explained what the 3 different numbers could be and why that ones place could be either a 2, 1, or a 0, then I think you have done a good job. And if you need to, you can always pause the video and finish writing your answer. All right, so let's take a look at our next one. It says, write the value of each digit in the 2 numbers. Okay, so here's one number that you're going to be writing the values below, and here's the other number that you need to write the values out below. If it helps, you could write yourself a couple different hundred or place value charts off to the side to put the numbers in. You would need 2 different charts because you're working with 2 different numbers. So if you want to do that, you can, and put your numbers in there. Like, for example, 275 is going to be looking like that, and 527 would look like this. So you can do that if that will help you, but you need to put the values of each digit in the correct place. So you need the value of the hundreds place, the value of the tens place, and the value of the ones place for 275. And then you need the value of the hundreds place, the value of the tens place, and the value of the ones place for 527. Go ahead and pause the video and put your answers down. All right, I hope you have finished with your answers, and we can take a look at 275 first. I know that since the 2 is in the hundreds place, it has a value of 200. I know that since the 7 is in the tens place, it has a value of 70. And with the 5 in the ones place, it has a value of 5. Now looking at 527, when the 5 is located in the hundreds place, it has a value of 500. When the 2 is located in the tens place, its value is 20. And when the 7 is located in the ones place, its value is 7. Okay, let's take a look at problem number 6. It says look at problem number 5, so it wants us to look back up here. Okay, so look at that problem. Why did the 2, 5, and 7 have different values in each number? Look, they're using the same 3 digits in both numbers, but they have different values. Look, here's the 5 over here, but here it is in this other number, and it gives us totally different values, doesn't it? So you need to think about this. Think about what you're going to write. You need to write a sentence or two to explain why those digits have different values in those 2 numbers. Go ahead and pause the video and start writing. Okay, and I hope that you are done writing your explanation of why those digits have different values in the different numbers. And this is what I wrote. I said that the digits 2, 5, and 7 have different values because they are in different places in each number. Basically, I'm just trying to say that if the 5 is in the ones place, its value is only 5. But if it's in the hundreds place, it has a value of 500 because I've got 5 hundreds, and that value would be 500. So I hope that you enjoyed this review activity, and I hope you got everything correct. And if you did, you are so ready to take your lesson quiz, and I wish you good luck. So until the next time, bye.